Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
You're listening to the Morning Punchin' Show with RB and Jae, live and direct from more cities than an Instagram model's bio. Get ready for some boxing talk on the clock. Let's face it, you're not working and somebody's got to pay for the Wi-Fi.
Good morning, everybody. It is RB and Jae. This is the Morning Punchin' Show, the most unpredictable, honest, and authentic morning boxing talk show in the game. Today is Monday, May 9th, 2016. Our special guest today on Hotline Bling is no other than trainer ABEL Sanchez, trainer of Gennady Golovkin. Let me properly introduce my co-pilot, my ace, my amiga para siempre, the creator and founder of badculture.net, Jeandra LaBeouf, or as we like to call her here, Jay. What's poppin', Jay?
Woo! Wepa for our Boricua listeners. Arriba for our friends from Mexico, and what it do for our friends from the hood. Ready for another edition of the Morning Punchin' Show. Got some great content. Woo! We introduced the hot question of the day last night, and y'all haven't stopped since RB put it out into Twitter land. For those of you who missed it and want to participate, the hot question of the day is, should Gennady Golovkin go down in weight to make the fight with Canelo? We want to see your responses. Make sure you use the hashtag TMPS so we can read your responses on the show. Once again, the hot question of the day is, should GGD go down in weight to make the fight with Canelo? Looking forward to reading more great responses and looking forward to being with you today, RB. Good morning.
Good morning. Our energy is all the way up. So, look, the lines are open. We're going to play some Know It or Blow It today, which is our boxing trivia game, where you call in, we give you 10 seconds, one shot, and you could win some free boxing merchandise from the RageandBabe.com store. The number, again, is 718-508-9852. You must press 1 so we could see you on the switchboard and play. Let's jump right into it. We've got so much going on. Let's take it back to Saturday night, fight night. The T-Mobile Arena was christened. Literally, it was christened on Saturday night by Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan. Jay, before we even get into the fights, I need to talk about the HBO commentary team because they were so unreal that night. I mean, Roy Jones was epic. He was great Saturday night. I felt like everybody was really keeping it real. They were even doing a little bit of trolling, on Canelo, pretty hard body there.
They were all over the place. They were talking mess. They were co-signing the trolling. They were referring to fighters as the other cat. It was just crazy, but it was cool, though. It was nice to see them step out of that same typical shell that they kind of reside. I mean, Roy, you can't contain Roy, but even Jim and Max managed to not drive me crazy during the broadcast. That was pretty dope.
Jim Lampley said Frankie Gomez reminds him of Kareem Mayfield with some skills. I was like, no. Yeah. And then Max Kellerman looks into the camera and says, I don't know exactly what this 155-pound middleweight division really is. I was like, they were cutting up. So the opening fight on the card, we had Curtis Stevens knocked out Patrick Teixeira in the second round, big right hand. Good for him. He showed up like he told us he was going to do. Jay, he showed up with no haircut. No lineup.
No.
He didn't shave.
None.
He was
Nothing.
like straight from the block to handle his business.
The melted cheese. The melted cheese, man. The melted cheese got a fight. Well, the melted cheese kicked it off with the interview with us saying they were scared to fight him. Man, after Saturday night, I can see why. He took that boy smooth out and headed right on back to the block. Serve.
Well, you know what? Afterwards, he said that he deserved a shot with Canelo next and not David Lemieux based off of their performances Saturday night. We'll see what's next for Curtis Stevens. We'll have to touch base with him. Frankie
Absolutely.
Gomez got the unanimous decision over Mauricio Herrera. It was a wide decision. It was not a fun fight to watch. Herrera was bleeding early into the fight. You know, you could tell he's a heavy drinker. He bleeds so heavy. He really had nothing left in him except for heart, will, and some big balls. I mean, it was pretty painful to watch that fight, Jay. What'd you think?
It was pretty painful. Mauricio Herrera is a real nice guy. You know, he's done a show with us. If you meet him, he's cool. But it just, I don't know what happened. It was like he checked out before the fight even started. He was just slow and sluggish. He was bleeding early, and it was just a little bit painful. So,
yeah, you know, he's given us so many good fights over the years, and this was just not one of them. Then he kept bringing up Danny Garcia the other night, and I'm like, this is obviously not the same Mauricio Herrera that fought Danny Garcia in Puerto Rico, guys. I will say his cut man, whoever his cut man is, did a great job because he had two really bad cuts early on in the fight. They patched them up really, really well. Let's see if Frankie Gomez can leave the streets alone. That's always been his, you know, biggest battle outside of the ring, and he's always had a lot of weight issues because of it. So, you know, I didn't think he did anything spectacular. I don't think his ceiling and potential is all that great. But, you know, he did what he's supposed to do, and he beat Mauricio Herrera.
Absolutely. Decisively.
All right, another fight that wasn't too fun to watch, this one was actually brutal to watch, was David Lemieux stopping Glenn Tapia in the 6th round. Or, I'm sorry, was that the 4th round? I think I missed it. I think that was the 4th round. Glenn Tapia was annihilated. He was demolished. He was slaughtered on pay-per-view. He really did look like a punching bag. And I don't say that, you know, disrespectfully. It was that painful. His corner did the right thing. And I think that there's a lot of good reasons now why everyone could see why Top Rank did release Glenn Tapia. I felt that it was a mismatch from the moment that they announced the fight. You had the ref even thanking the trainer in the corner. The corner stopped it. The ref said thank you.
That was terrible. Like you mentioned, it was a terrible fight from the announcement for Tapia. Great for Lemieux, great showcase fight for him. But Tapia, you're making your debut at 160, a delayed debut against a guy like David Lemieux. It was horrible to watch. I burned some sage over my computer when I was watching it. It was just sad to watch. So what happens to Tapia after this is, I don't know what's going to happen to him, but that was painful, and they did the right thing stopping it.
Yeah, reports from LA were that he didn't look that good during training camp either. Sparring wasn't all that good. His conditioning wasn't all that good. So I think they did what they could in camp just to get him through the fight. They didn't want to see him get hurt. Freddie said, look, he was getting hit too much. He wasn't following the game plan. We just had to protect the fighter. So kudos to Tapia's trainer. I think that Kirkland fight really did him in. So, all right, main event. This is when everybody woke up and 16,000 people filled the T-Mobile Arena. Canelo with the big knockout over Amir Khan. Put Amir Khan to sleep, Jay.
Good night. It was a wrap. Good grief. We knew it was going to happen, but it was still incredible to watch. And Khan is one of those fighters, when he gets knocked out, it just looks horrible because he just flails all over the place like a little rag doll in his arms. He got cracked. He fell straight back, head bounced off the canvas. Thank God he is all right. But that was, I don't know. What was it? What do you think was a more brutal knockout? Canelo knocking out Khan or Canelo knocking out Kirkland?
Oh, definitely Khan. I mean, Khan was out. He went to heaven, you know, and Canelo sat over him and prayed for him, and it was that serious. That was some scary stuff. I know a lot of people had a lot of fun with the knockout online, you know, creating memes and everything, but, you know, that boy was out of it, came back to life. You know, what was interesting was they revealed the judges' scorecards, and the fix was in, man. They had Canelo winning, and I'll tell you what, I had Khan up 4-1, maybe 3-2 at that point before he got put to sleep.
Yeah, he was winning that fight. I agree with you completely. I thought I had him up 4-1 as well. He was boxing well. He was sticking to his game plan, but Khan being Khan, making mistakes like he always does. It looked like he started gassing. Maybe he started out too quick. The extra weight might have been more than he could manage, and Canelo just bided his time. He went in there, typical Canelo, slow starting, and just boom. And that was all she wrote for Amir Khan. Dios Espirito Santo, Santo, Santo.
After the fight, Khan wakes up, and his first sentence out of his mouth is, Canelo needs to move up to 160 and fight Golovkin. And I'm like, yo, that's not your place, kid. Like, you just woke up, and you get in demand. You just woke up.
The delusion continues. You just knocked me out, but you know what you need to be doing? You need to... Come on, man. Come on. Are you conscious? Can we get you to the hospital first? On the commentary.
I saw him say, Canelo came in at like 180, 185. I wasn't expecting that. You weren't?
Right.
I mean, we all know that Canelo comes in heavy. You didn't think he was going to come in heavy? Oh, man.
That boy crazy.
So,
that boy crazy.
Anyway, right after the fight, Golovkin climbs into the ring, and everybody's like, oh, he's such a goon. Golovkin's in the ring. He about to talk that shit. Wrong. Canelo said he invited Golovkin in the ring because he wanted to tell him, dejas de mamadas, which pretty much means, like, stop sucking me off. Like, stop the joke, stop the lame shit, stop sucking me off. I'm going to fight you. Just chill. So Golovkin didn't even get a chance to get on the mic. Canelo pretty much played him out. There was a post-fight press conference, and, of course, all the media wanted to focus on the Golovkin fight. And Canelo said, I have no problem fighting him at 160. If we're going to fight, we're going to fight for honor, not because of belt. So I'm like, does that mean that they're going to give up the belt and fight Golovkin for honor anyway later? That's what it sounded like to me. It didn't say, hey, come over to this mic. I'm going to call you out now, like Wilder and Fury when they had their little do-si-do in the middle of the ring. He could have said, hey, Golovkin, come over here, set that John to his face about sucking him off, and then said, we fighting next. Boom, drop the mic. Nope. He said, come in the ring. I ain't scared of you. While Golovkin was all the way back in the crowd. I ain't scared of you. Come on, man. If you going to call, is it a call out? Was it just a, hey, was it... Come on, man. That was wild. If you're going to call Golovkin to the ring, let's do it WWE style. Oh, man. See, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. I kind of liked how he didn't let Golovkin get on the mic. We were all expecting that. And instead, he was like, yo, get off my shit. Like, stop sucking me so hard. So I kind of thought it was funny. Canelo is low-key ignorant. I've been saying that for a long time. But anyway, we're going to have ABEL Sanchez on Hotline Bling here soon. So we're going to talk to him about the weight, the fight, what's happening. Did they get a phone call yet? So that's coming up here shortly. Let's see. I was hoping that – there we go.
Oh, wait. I think that might be him now. Let's pick up the phone and let's see who we got. I don't know. I always get so nervous. You never know who's going to call on a hotline.
Hi,
let's
ABEL.
see who this is.
Yes, it is.
Hi. You're on the Morning Punch-In Show with RB and Jae. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Great. Big weekend in Las Vegas, huh?
Yes, it was. It was exciting.
Yeah, you guys kind of took away from Canelo's thunder a little bit. I mean, there was a lot of GGG mania going on out in Vegas, and you guys got such a warm reception out there. Describe to us the Golovkin mania in Vegas.
Well, it was a very warm reception, very hot reception, actually. It just... I think the fans understand that we can't let this thing sit for too long like they did the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. So they're totally behind Golovkin and his quest to become unified champion. Canelo is the next one in line. And by supporting Golovkin, I guess it's pushing Canelo into a point where he's got nowhere to go.
We were watching all the festivities take place because we weren't in Vegas, unfortunately. We heard that people were literally walking up to you guys and giving their belts to Gennady. Was that really happening?
Yes, it did. Actually, we did a signing. First it happened at the signings. We did a signing at Field of Dreams in a couple locations, and guys were coming up to Golovkin and symbolically giving him the belt and said, "Here's your belt." It was kind of funny, and it did happen a couple times at the fights also at the event where people came up to him and wanted him to sign the belt and handed him to him and saying, "Here's your belt."
That's awesome.
Yeah, actually it was.
Did you guys take any pictures of that?
You know, I think Tom did, but there were so many belts being signed that I'm sure it's just, there's so many pictures. But the people that, like I said, there was 3 or 4 people in the signings that did that, and then a couple at the fights. But it was actually very funny, actually.
It is funny. So we all saw the fight. We know what happened. Canelo put Khan to sleep in the 6th round, and then we saw Gennady getting in the ring, and we thought he was going to, be able to speak up there. And Canelo said, "No, I invited him up here, pa que deja de mamadas." What does that mean in Mexican?
In Mexican, that just means that he thinks he's talking foolish, that Golovkin is talking foolish. But all we've been saying is that he needs to give the fans the fight that they're asking for, 1, and 2, he's got an obligation to WBC that he promised that he would fight the interim champion in his next fight. So what he's saying by saying mamadas is like so that we quit talking about that he's afraid. That's not the whole point. The point is that the belt is at stake, and Golovkin wants it.
We know that. This morning I saw on Twitter that Tom said that he had his phone charged up and he was ready to get some phone calls from the other side. Has anyone on the team, you, Tom, Gennady, received any calls from Oscar or anybody from Golden Boy today?
Well, actually, the reason he said that is because at the press conference, Oscar kept repeating to make sure that you guys have your phones on because I'm going to be calling you. Mm-hmm. And we're not the ones that are going to get the calls. It'll be Tom that gets the calls. And hopefully Oscar is true to his word and he calls him and they can work something out so that we can enjoy a fight in September.
I saw an interview that you did after the fight, and you were very adamant. You said, "We are not going to go down 1 pound, not 1 ounce, to fight Canelo." Why is that such a sticking point for you guys?
Well, it's because he's fighting for before he walked into the ring, or as he's walking into the ring, the announcer announced the WBC middleweight champion. The middleweight title is contested at 160 pounds maximum in all organizations. So our whole crux has been we're not going to give in to a diva to fight at a different weight. There's already 17 weight divisions. There's no reason for that to be another one. So the middleweight limit is 160. Now, once Golovkin wins the belt or has the belt, the WBC belt, then if 6 months from now if they don't fight, and 6 months from now they want to talk about a fight at a different weight, it's all negotiable. But for this particular fight that is for the belt, then Golovkin is not going to budge 1 ounce.
You've led me right into my next topic. At the post-fight press conference, Canelo said he would have no problem fighting Golovkin at 160. He said, "No problem. We could do it at 160. Now, would you guys be open to letting him fight, maybe 2 fights before Gennady to get acclimated to 160, kind of like what they're doing with Kovalev and Ward for that 175 fight?
Absolutely. The only issue would be that he would not be fighting for the belt with the belt. The belt will be Golovkin's after the 24th of this month. There's going to be if they don't agree, there will be actually on Monday of this tomorrow there will be a notification or a letter put out by the WBC explaining everything, which is that they have 15 days to make up their mind whether they want to fight Golovkin or not. And on the 24th day, the 24th day of May, if they don't say yes or no, then there will be a purse bid for the fight.
What if Oscar calls Tom and says, "Look, we do want to fight Gennady, but we want to fight him May 2017?
It's not up to Tom. It's up to Golovkin, and Golovkin has already said that he will not step aside again, and he wants the belt either to fight for it or for it to be stripped from Canelo.
Well, I don't play poker. I actually play blackjack. So Oscar De La Hoya at the post-fight press conference said, "This is a game of poker, and I have 4 aces, and they have 2 twos. So what did he mean by that? Because I don't play poker, so what does that really mean?
That's just Oscar talking. That's not. Has nothing to do with this fight or this belt. In 15 days, they got to make up their mind. If they don't, they get stripped. Simple as that.
We've seen
poker
so many of the
poker can have 10 aces. Doesn't matter.
We've seen so many of the fans, the Mexican fight fans that are with Canelo, but you still have your pure Mexican fans who are siding with Canelo. What are they going to do when this fight actually happens? Are they going to stay Team Canelo? Are they Team GGG? Where's the loyalty going to lie?
I think if this fight happens, and when it happens, I think that the fans will be divided as fans for each side. But I think that the fans that see the fight and see what a great fight it is are going to be fans of both, regardless of who wins, because we haven't had a matchup like this in a long, long time. And I think that we're all looking forward to it. I'm a fight fan too, and I want to see a matchup where two guys actually fight instead of dance at that level. So I think that it may be divided at the beginning, but at the end, I think we're all going to be satisfied with what happens.
And worst case scenario, let's say the Canelo fight is not the next fight for Gennady. Do you guys have an estimate of when you're trying to be back? What happens if Canelo's not the next fight?
If Canelo decides not to fight us for all the reasons that Oscar has, Golovkin will fight at the end of August, the beginning of September. HBO's got some dates for Tom already, so we will be fighting sometime in the next 3 months. We have to fight 3 times this year. Hopefully we fight again in December.
Are you going to take it on the road or coming back to L.A., maybe New York?
Unfortunately, we have to wait for those 15 days to really put out any kind of information, but Tom's been talking to all possible opponents that we've talked to before, and HBO's on board with Tom, so they're trying to have all their ducks in a row when that time comes that we have to make a decision.
Well, that's great. Wherever Gennady goes, he sells out. So I'm sure whether it's New York or L.A. or even if you guys end up in Texas, it'll do really well. We are looking forward to seeing him back in the ring. ABEL Sanchez, thank you so much for talking to us on the Hotline Bling this morning. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Have a great day.
All right.
Take care, ABEL.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
When the mind is ready, the body prepares for war. So next time you engage in battle, protect your hands with the best. War Tape, the original branded tape. Order yours now at wartapebrand.com and see why the enemy will fear you. wartapebrand.com. We put hands on you.
All right, we're back. Hey, I spoke to ABEL again, and we spoke a little bit yesterday, and I wanted to clear up a couple things because we actually got to speak offline. And he said, listen, if this fight does not get made, it is not because of Golovkin. It will be because there are too many demands coming from Golden Boy, coming from Team Canelo. Make it clear, Golovkin wants the belts. That's it. If it doesn't happen, again, it's because there's too many demands. And he says, or because they don't want to follow the WBC rules. So if this thing goes to purse bid, there's all different types of splits involved. And it's got to be at 160. So he's like, look, either they're not going to want to follow the rules or they're just making too many demands that we're not going to bow down to. So that was ABEL Sanchez. Thank you so much, ABEL, for calling in. Want to jump into hot topics. There's a hot topic. We're going to talk about this with Stephen Edwards, a.k.a. Breadman Boxing from Philly, trainer of Julian Williams.
I think our hotline is blinging again, and I think this might be Breadman Edwards, RB.
All right. Let's bring him on.
Let's bring him. Breadman.
How you guys doing this morning? How you doing this morning?
Great.
How are you? I'm all right.
We good. How you doing?
Just hanging in there. About to go to the gym in a couple of hours.
All right. Well, look, thank you for joining us this morning. There was a couple hot topics. We saw a couple things on Saturday night. The first thing I want to clear up, Brad, before we get into this kinetic tape on the back of Canelo's legs was this big white belt that everybody saw in Canelo's corner. And everybody's like, what is that big white belt? It looked like a Cadillac Escalade. It was like this huge Like, and anyway, I found out this morning what it is, and it's actually called Escalas Acordientes International World Peace Organizational Belt. And so what that is, it's a new program that's helping youth through boxing. So that's nice. Uh-oh, who are you whispering to, Brad?
I was whispering to my little son, man. I was trying to tell him not to make no noise when I get on the phone. You know, he always think everything is about him all the time. He think he's a little fighter, man.
Okay. All right. So anyway, for anybody who was wondering what the white belt is, it's an organization that's helping kids through boxing, and it's an international world peace organization. So that's what the white belt is. But let's talk about this kinetic tape that everyone in the world saw Canelo wearing on the back of his leg. Brad, I know you train fighters, and I think some of your fighters actually wear this tape during camp. Can you enlighten us and tell us what this tape is and what it does?
It's different brands of it. You know, it's probably maybe 5 or 6 different brands right now. But basically, you know, you use it for hyperextensions of different joints. You use it for, like, muscle support. You would use it to prevent the buildup of lactic acid in certain areas where, you know, you may, like, feel a little strain. So, I mean, basically, it's a supportive, like, maintenance, you know, that you would use throughout camp. I've personally never seen anybody use it in the actual fight. But, yeah, a few of my guys do use it.
Okay, so I was surprised that the commission allowed him to wear it, because when I looked it up, you know, it does improve athletic performance. You know, it does help with pain. It decreases minor pain, and it helps with injuries.
Yeah, I mean, it's useful. You know, I'm not saying that he cheated or anything like that, but it is useful. I was also surprised. I've never seen anybody actually wear it before in an actual fight. You know, if I was going against a guy who had it on, it would raise a red flag, you know, because if you have to fight with an injury, you have to fight with an injury, you know. It's like saying, you know, let me wear a cast in the ring because my hand is hurt, you know. So I really don't know. You know, it's really not my call. It's up to Team Khan or whatever. I don't know how it happened, but it will raise some an eyebrow. You know, I'm not saying that anything happened illegal or you cheated or whatever, but I've never seen anybody be able to use it, because if you're using it for lactic acid buildup, lactic acid is, you know, that's what makes you tired. That's what makes the muscles fatigue. So if you are able to put it on your calves to not make your legs fatigue, then, you know, you are getting an advantage of some sort.
Well, let's be honest. I don't think Amir Khan had much pull out in Vegas this weekend. I don't really think he had much say-so on, you know, what Canelo could and couldn't do.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not part of Team Khan's, but Canelo was definitely the A-side, and he was definitely the shot caller, you know. But unless he's fighting Florida Manny, that's what you're going to have to deal with. You know, he's going to be the shot caller, so you're going to have to be able to deal with that and overcome it.
All right. Well, hey, before we let you go, let's get an update on Julian Williams. There's a big fight next weekend. And I know you guys have your eye on the Jamal Charlo fight versus Austin Trout. You guys are hoping and gunning for the winner.
Yes. We should be fighting the winner of that fight. You know, we're the number one contender with the IBF. We should be fighting the winner of Trout and Charlo, Judge Jamal with the A, sometime in August or September. But, RB, you know how this game goes. If we get that call for the redhead, that would probably be the only person that we would, you know, not take our title shot for, because, you know, he's the big fish right now in boxing. And I saw you just had ABEL Sanchez on. It's pretty obvious that he don't want to fight Golovkin at 160 pounds. So, you know, if he needs a dance partner, I got a kid that's not going to complain about 55 and 56 or 54 point, whatever they want to do it. We could definitely do it. So, you know, if the Golovkin fight is off the table, that would be the only person that we wouldn't take our title shot for. But, you know, we would definitely be in the hat for that. I've been hearing some things, but you know how boxing is. Everybody knows something and don't know much. So we'll see.
Ooh. Well, you heard it here first. So let me tell you. So if Jamal Charlo, let's say he vacates, after the Trout fight, or let's just say he don't want to fight you guys anymore. So what you're saying is that you guys would want to fight Canelo next.
No, what I'm saying is Julian wants to be the junior middleweight champion of the world. People think he wants to fight Charlo. Charlo's just a champion, and that's the title that that's the sanctioning body that he's ranked in. But if let's just say that we got the call for Canelo, we would take that instead of taking the IBF title shot. But otherwise, we want to fight for a world title at this moment. You know what I mean? Canelo will be more money. It will be more prestige. He's a bigger star, and he will be fighting for the Ring Magazine lineal middleweight championship of the world. So you can't get any bigger than that. But other than a Canelo opportunity, then, we would fight the winner of Trout and Charlo, and if Jamal vacate, then we would just fight the number one, the highest ranked available guy to get a world title.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, listen, thank you for calling us this morning. We know you're super busy. Thank you for also schooling us on what this K-tape is. That really helps a lot. We don't like just throwing out, fake assumptions. So thanks for clearing that up for us this morning, Brad. We'll talk to you later. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks a lot. See you later, Jeandra.
Are you looking for a website that has all the latest and upcoming boxing events, plus unique and stylish boxing shirts and hoodies for men and women? Go check out RagingBabe.com. It's your one-stop shop for the most current boxing info and fresh boxing apparel for him and her. Shop online today at RagingBabe.com. Use the promo code RB20 at checkout for 20% off your entire purchase today. That's code RB20 for 20% off your entire purchase today, only at RagingBabe.com. So join the movement and see why attitude and loyalty become passion and determination, only at RagingBabe.com.
All right. Redman, shout out. Thank you for calling in. Our show is lit today, and we see you guys on the switchboard. We are going to go to the switchboard soon and play some Know It or Blow It, but not yet. We got some more hot topics that we want to dish. Nevada, big announcement last week. Nevada is now going to require mandatory pre-fight brain testing for boxers and MMA fighters. This is a really big deal because last year Al Heyman put out a press release and said that he wanted all of his fighters to take part in this brain health study at the Cleveland Clinic. And that really never happened. And here it never happened because they were running so low on funds. So anyway, last week on Capitol Hill, it was announced that there's now funding that will allow for Cleveland's clinic to study fighters' brains and to continue sharing all of this. And the state of Nevada will enforce this. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The researchers are going to monitor both active and retired fighters to track changes in their brain and behavior and abilities. So that's really cool. I mean, there's all different types of charts that you could actually see online where you could see how a fighter's brain has changed over the course of a couple years. And it's kind of scary, to look at these brain fibers and how they are slowly fading away. So shout out to the state of Nevada and the Cleveland Clinic. And this research is jointly funded by Bellator MMA, UFC, Spike TV, Cayman Boxing, and Top Rank. So shout out to all of you guys. That's awesome, right, Jay? Uh-oh, can't hear Jay. I think I lost her. All right, Nicholas Walters explains turning down a career-high offer to face Lomachenko. So Nicholas Walters was offered $550,000, and he said that was not enough. He said the odds of me fighting this guy and pulling off of a decision are slim to none. He admitted that he did want $1 million purse to fight Lomachenko, which is kind of astronomical. It's not like Nicholas Walters is a huge draw or this big marketable fighter. He doesn't sell a ton of tickets. But Nicholas Walters does say that he doesn't believe that his decision to pass on this fight is going to hurt his business with Top Rank or HBO.
No.
And I'm like, yeah,
no.
okay.
Oh, okay, bro. All right.
$1 million to fight Lomachenko?
Boy, if he don't knock it off. Are you kidding me? Weight issues, lost the title on the scale. Come on, man. Nah, sorry. You got to bring your little Bart. You know, they got money over there, money problems. Got to talk that down a little bit. Talk him down off the cliff a little bit.
Right. Let's see. Heyman, Al Heyman versus Top Rank may be close to settlement. A few days ago, Yahoo Sports put out an article and said that Top Rank attorneys have instructed Top Rank promoters to halt all the requested documentation production, and scheduled depositions have been postponed indefinitely. That's all that was said. There's some speculation that maybe they would want to do another Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, but I don't think that's what's happening. There's more to it, and I reached out to my sources, and all I got was no comment. So that tells me that there is something brewing there, and that maybe they are close to a settlement. Jay, you know what? Why don't we go to Hot Question? Because our timeline is blowing up. Everybody is hashtagging. Why don't you remind people what the Hot Question is, and let's read some of these responses.
Yes, let's do it. The switchboard is lit. The Twitter timeline is lit. The Hot Question of the day. Should GGG, Gennady Golovkin, go down in weight to make the fight with Canelo? We've been looking at your hashtag responses. I'm going to pull out a few. Let's pull out this one from Crowned One. His Twitter name is @DaringToBeKing. All right, Daring to Be Great. No, but ultimately they both going to rehydrate to about 165 to 170 anyway, right? So that was a response from him. Another response from Blake Anthony, whose Twitter handle is @BoxingUnbiased. And his response is, Canelo just had a title defense versus a welterweight. No, GGG should not go down at all. Boxing needs to stop allowing this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's read another one from @SunZu. He says, no, Canelo climbs in the ring weighing as much as Golovkin, and it's a middleweight belt. Canelo is a middleweight. Canelo hasn't fought a junior middleweight for more than 2 years now. That's enough time to ease into the division. Woo, there's so many. It's so many. @_Gilio_ says, on principle, no. If it's the only way Canelo will fight him, then yes. He'll have to treat him like Sergio treated Cotto. And one more, I'll read one more from Jose Mendez, whose Twitter handle is @JMendez7397. Yes, he wants that belt. Go down and get it. Mad emoji. Ain't nobody giving him shit. Give me my belt. #TMPS. Woo! This one got y'all emotional, and I love it. Keep tweeting your responses. If we have time at the end, maybe we'll read a few more. RB, did you have any favorites that you wanted to shout out?
Oh, my gosh. They were going totally insane last night. There was Alvarez Boxing. Did you read that one? I don't think you read for Alvarez Boxing.
I know I saw one from Alvarez Boxing, but it's scrolling so fast past me.
Okay, yeah, I know. There's so many. All right, well, Alvarez Boxing out of Phoenix, Arizona said, for any real chance of landing the fight, yes, Golovkin will have to go down and wait, but I wouldn't go any lower than 157. Well, Abel already said that ain't happening.
Ain't happening, not an ounce. Not an ounce.
All right, hey, you were out there in L.A. over the weekend, and you were randomly talking to people in L.A. Talk to us about jaywalking this week.
Jaywalking this week. You know, I like to talk to my LA people, and I had a little bit better luck with finding some fight fans this week. So just to test the boxing IQ of my brethren and sisterin here in the LA area, I asked them, who did Canelo Alvarez defeat on Saturday night? And here is the responses.
This is Jay with the Morning Punchin' Show, and today we are asking people, who did Canelo Alvarez defeat last night on HBO Paper?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I don't know.
All right, thank you very much. This is Jay out with the Morning Punchin' Show, and today we are asking people, who did Canelo Alvarez defeat last night on pay-per-view?
I don't know.
Did you watch the fight?
No.
Okay, thank you so much. This is Jay with the Morning Punchin' Show, and today we are asking people, who did Canelo Alvarez defeat last night on...
I think Amir Khan should let the big boys fight the big boys, and I think he should go back down to 147 and fight some of his up-and-coming fighters. You know, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Porters. You know, fight some of these guys and let's see where he's at. Or rematch Danny Garcia, something like that. But yeah, you know, because his chin is suspect. Whether or not he should even continue fighting, I think he needs to fight one of these younger guys. Or go fight Cale Brock. You know, go stay over there across the water and, you know, try to get that belt and, you know, and let's see what he's got.
This is Jay with the Morning Punch-In Show, and today we are asking people, who did Canelo Alvarez defeat last night on HBO pay-per-view?
He defeated the much smaller Amir Khan, and now it's time to go see Gennady Golovkin. The world is waiting.
When the mind is ready, the body prepares for war. So next time you engage in battle, protect your hands with the best. War Tape, the original branded tape. Order yours now at wartapebrand.com and see why the enemy will fear you. wartapebrand.com. We put hands on you.
Jay, I love your LA people. They're great.
My people crazy. They crazy. I love it. Shout out to LA.
Yes, let's go to the switchboard. Let's pick somebody up and play some Know It or Blow It.
Ooh, know it or blow it. I want one of those kind of old school jingles. Know it or blow it, like from the 50s. All right, let's pick up somebody.
Focus,
we got the
Jay,
7.
Focus.
Stay focused, guys. Stay focused. Focus on your son. 732-912. You're on with the Morning Punch-In Show for some Know It or Blow It. Who are we speaking to?
You're speaking to the Dominican Dream from Twitter.
I like Dominican Dreams. Hey.
What's going on? How you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You know, listening to you ladies who know boxing speak about it.
Thank you. Are you enjoying the morning show so far?
So far, yes. I mean, I've been on for about 10 minutes or so. A friend of mine said you guys were on. I am here tweeting. Is his Twitter? He's a very knowledgeable boxing fan from Canada. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw him.
Actually, Mr. Dominican Dream, I saw that this morning. It was announced that Dominican fighter Javier Fortuna is going to face Puerto Rican fighter Jason Sosa over there in like Beijing, China, in June.
In China.
In China. Are you a Fortuna fan?
Yeah, I'm a Fortuna fan. He comes to my barbershop, and I hung out with him a couple times. Yeah, he's a cool dude. You know, very talented fighter. But I just think that his promotional stable. I think he has a good manager, but the problem is he's also his promoter, and that's Samson Lekowitz. And I think Samson is a good manager, but as a promoter, doesn't have too much power. So. You know, he was the mandatory for Uchiyama in Japan, the number one fighter at 130, but he didn't get the opportunity to fight him. I don't know if they paid him off or, you know, Uchiyama released the belt. I don't know what happened, but, you know, I think Fortuna should be fighting, you know, bigger names at this stage. Maybe Rocky Martinez, maybe, Rocky. The Puerto Rican
he got a fight.
the Puerto Rican dude, is his name Rocky Martinez? Yeah. Or Salido. I mean, Salido's a dangerous fighter. But, you know, guys like that, you know.
Yeah, a lot of these guys already have fights on deck. So, listen, let's play some Know It or Blow It. I'm going to read you a question. It's a boxing trivia question, and we're going to give you 10 seconds on the clock to answer the question.
Sounds good to me. So I want to know.
All right, here we go. Who received a reported $25 million in 1995 for a fight that only lasted 89 seconds?
$25 million. I mean,
who received $25 million in 1995 for a boxing match that lasted 89 seconds?
I don't know, but I would have to take a guess and say Mike Tyson. That might not be it, but.
Jay, do we give it to him because the time was up and he said it after the clock was over?
Let's see. Should we give it to him?
We'll give it to him. All right, Dominican Dream, you're right. It was Mike Tyson, 1995. He got $25 million for a fight that lasted 89 seconds. If you could do me a favor, DM me your size and what shirt you want from the RagingBabe.com store, and I'll make sure that we get that right out to you.
All right, cool. I just want to say something about the Golovkin Canelo fight and Khan.
All right.
You know, because I have a little show that I do sometimes, the Boxing Roundtable, but I didn't get to do it after the fight. To me, I'm not a fan of either guy. I respect both of them doing what they got to do. But, you know, let's be honest, they're both very limited. You know, very limited skill guys. Canelo doesn't know what cutting off the ring means whatsoever. He's getting outboxed by Khan for the majority of the fight until he knocked him out. And I'm not a Mayweather fan, but Mayweather beats him 1,000 times out of 1,000. I mean, he just does. He's just going to outbox him, pot shot him, tie him up on the ends. That's all you got to do to Canelo. Outbox him to the outside, comes in, tie him up, and keep doing that shit all night. And but humans have, you know, good defense, not like Amir Khan, who's been knocked out by Prescott, Danny Garcia, been dropped by Joel Diaz, and so forth. But Canelo versus Golovkin, Golovkin is fighting bums. He's fighting bums. I don't care how many world titles they got. At 160, there's nothing but European bumps. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't faced a skilled fighter. He just hasn't. So when he fights Canelo, he's going to fight someone who's going to take a punch from him and give him one back. So to me, that's an even fight. And Canelo, if this is the after there's 147 pounds. After 147, what's the next weight class?
154.
After 154, what's the next weight class?
160.
If you can't make 154, you a motherfucking middleweight. He's a middleweight. You got to stop bullshitting with that 155. You got to go to middleweight. If you don't want to go to middleweight, listen, if you can't make 154, you a 60-pounder, man. Stop playing these games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what? On the flip side, though, you know, before we wrap it up here, 155 is only 1 pound more than 154. 160 is 5 pounds up. So, I mean, wouldn't it be easier for him to make 154 going just 1 more pound than up 5 pounds?
Well, obviously, he blows up to 175 pounds during fight night. He has a trouble making 154 because he feels like it's a little bit too much. Then, family, you got to move up. You're a big look at him. Just look at him. He's a middleweight. I mean, look at the middleweights of the past. Marvin Hagler and Roberto Duran, who went up the middleweight. Those guys weren't that big. This guy's much bigger than them. Gennady Golovkin is also a big guy who can make 168, no problem. And he's talking about these guys are killing themselves to make 160 and 155. You know, they're coming in dehydrated. You know, Canelo's a 160-pounder.
So, listen, because you're Dominican, I got to ask you about Glenn Tapia. We saw him, annihilated on Saturday. Oh, man, you use that word like, Dad, you sure you're a boxing person? That's a harsh word.
Yeah, that's a bum, man.
Hey, so I guess you're not a Glenn Tapia fan.
That's a bum. The Dominican fighter that's good, Javier Fortuna, and the guy that beat Lamar Peterson or got robbed, and that's Felix Diaz. He got skills. He got skills. He won a gold medal in the Olympics.
Fucking nice. Not that hard.
All right, the Dominican Dream, thank you for calling in. Make sure you DM me your information so we can send you any shirt you want from the RagingBabe.com store. And thank you for listening this morning.
All right, no problem.
All right.
Are you looking for a website that has all the latest and upcoming boxing events, plus unique and stylish boxing shirts and hoodies for men and women? Go check out RagingBabe.com. It's your one-stop shop for the most current boxing info and fresh boxing apparel for him and her. Shop online today at RagingBabe.com. Use the promo code RB20 at checkout for 20% off your entire purchase today. That's code RB20 for 20% off your entire purchase today, only at RagingBabe.com. So join the movement and see why attitude and loyalty become passion and determination, only at RagingBabe.com.
Yes, Lord.
Word on the curve. This is the segment that everybody waits for until the end of the morning punch-in show. So thanks for hanging in there, guys. So apparently out in Vegas, there was a little bit of commotion going on this weekend, Jay. It was apparently in Amir Khan's deal from the very beginning that the Watson brothers and Sam Watson and the whole Heyman team were not going to be allowed, in the locker room, on the stage, in the ring, and they really tried to do that anyway. So apparently they were at the weigh-in. Brandon Watson had a credential, and the people at Golden Boy peeped it. They were like, hold up, how's Brandon got a credential? So security actually had to kick him out, and Brandon was flipping out, and they were not allowed in Amir Khan's dressing room or in the ring. They got no love from Golden Boy, none.
That's too bad. Oh, wow.
That's too bad. All right.
Too bad.
As we all know, last week, Showtime inked Anthony Joshua to a multi-fight deal. This deal is going to run through 2017. So he's going to fight in June, and then he's going to fight in November, and then probably the spring of 2017. Now, here's the word on the curb that you might have missed last Wednesday night on the Ruckus, is that HBO did not make Anthony Joshua a serious offer. So it's not like there was a big bidding war for this guy. There are still some date and budget issues over at HBO, and they just weren't able to make him a serious offer. So it was a no-brainer that he signed with Showtime.
All right.
I need HBO to get them dates and budgets together.
I know. I don't know. We'll see what happens with their money, but Anthony Joshua's headed to Showtime. Woohoo! Maybe we'll get Joshua Wilder if Wilder gets past Povetkin. So
that would
get
be
ready
dope.
for it.
All right. So last week, Adrian Broner was on the Breakfast Club. And Jay, before I even get into the word on the curb on AB, he was on the Breakfast Club, and he looked so old and tired and spent, no haircut, no shape up. He looked like he'd been through it.
He looked like he just showed up from the nearest corner where he was sitting on the package for the crew. But with a lot of jewelry. AB looked my age. I'm 40. I'm going to be 40. I'm going to be 42 on Saturday. Shameless plug. AB look about my age. Hey, turn up.
Well, all right. So here's the thing. On the Breakfast Club, they asked him, Charlemagne said, so when are we going to see you back in the ring? When are you fighting again? And he said, I'm probably going to fight in August. And Charlemagne said, August, yeah? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to fight a big name. It's going to be a big name. So RB, I had to make some phone calls, and I'm like, okay, he's saying he's going to be back in August, and it's going to be a big name. So I made some phone calls, and here is the tea, is that Adrian Broner is indeed right. He probably will be back at the end of August in Brooklyn.
Oh.
And the plan is he's been really pushing for this fight, so they actually are talking about it, is Danny Garcia.
Really?
So we might get Adrian Broner versus Danny Garcia in Brooklyn at the end of August. They're going to stack the undercard. We'll probably see, Charlo and J-Rock on that card if Charlo gets past Trout. We'll probably see, DeGale and Badu Jack on that card. So they're going to really stack it. Now, we told you weeks ago that the original plan always was to have Andre Berto face Danny Garcia in New York. But Broner has just been very, very adamant that he wants to fight Danny Garcia. He's moving up to 147. He wants a big name on a big stage. And you know what? They're pretty much fed up with Adrian Broner anyway. So they're like, all right, let's talk about this.
Do you, bro?
So if we get Broner, Danny Garcia, you heard it here first on the Morning Punch-In Show. This is all coming from credible sources. RB is not making any of this up. I think it would be a fun fight, Jay.
That's a just the fan reaction. I don't know if PBC will temper down Angel Garcia talking, Adrian Broner talking. The fans love to troll Danny. The fans love to troll Broner. People, if you're listening to the Morning Punch-In Show this morning, and we get a fight of Danny Garcia versus Adrian Broner, who will you troll less? I'm not going to ask who you're going to cheer for. I'll ask you who will be trolled less. Is that a cherry pick fight for Danny Garcia? Y'all going to give him a break on the cherries? Do you think Adrian Broner can stay focused enough to prepare for a fight against Danny Garcia? Tell us. Give us your responses. Hashtag TMPS. Once again, TMPS. And give us your thoughts on a fight of Adrian Broner versus Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner. Maybe Broner can stop by the DSG barbershop and get a lineup before the fight. Put it in the negotiation.
I know, that's right. Well, listen, before we wrap up, we have 6 minutes, Jay, and what I'd like to do is play another Know It or Blow It. Whenever we have time, we'd like to talk to the callers, and let's see if we can give away some free gear from the RageandBabe.com store.
Let's see who we got in the queue. Know it or blow it. We've got somebody from the 504 who has pressed 1, so that means you want to play Know It or Blow It. 504-231, you're on for Know It or Blow It. Who are we speaking to?
Oh, Too Green once again.
Who? What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm sorry, who's this?
Too Green.
Oh, okay. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Sound like you calling from the kitchen. Who all them people back there? All them people playing Know It or Blow It?
Nah, they just talking.
All right, here we go. We're going to give you 10 seconds. Are you ready? All right.
Yes.
How old was George Foreman when he became the oldest heavyweight champion in history?
Ooh, I know that. Was he 46?
Nope. Keep going. Keep trying.
48.
Nope.
45.
Yes. You got it.
All right. Just in time before the buzzer. Congratulations.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes.
I knew it was one of them.
All right. Yes, George Foreman was 45 when he became the oldest heavyweight champion in history. Do me a favor and shoot me over a DM or a message on Twitter, and we will get your shirt size and address and get something out to you from the Rage and Babe store.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right.
Shoot, he might have to share the shirt with all them people talking in the background. If he in Mississippi, are them people cooking? What they cooking over there? Because what time is it? It's 10:57 in the morning. There's some grits going on. They making some grits, some bacon. Can your girl get a plate? Because I haven't cooked anything yet. I'm hungry.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, as always, we need you to visit badculture.net for all of the latest boxing news and updates. Excuse me?
Yes, you do. Yes. We got to give them the fight schedule.
Oh, go ahead. Run it down. We got 3 minutes. Run it.
We're going to run it. Friday, May 13th, Las Vegas, Mayweather Promotions card on Showtime, headlined by Andrew Tabiti versus Keith Tapia, cruiserweights. In the co-feature, Michael Hunter versus Isaiah Thomas, also cruiserweights. Boy, it's a big boy card. And Ronald Gavril, Juan Camilo Novoa. Those will probably be the broadcast fights if we get all three. Might get a swing bout, but who's to say what we might get? That is on Friday. Also on Friday, streamed on, being broadcast on BET and streamed on Tidal. Rock Nation Sports is back from Washington, D.C., the D.C. Armory. Dusty Hernandez Harrison versus Mike Dallas. Wow, where'd they dig up Mike Dallas from? Jesus Christ. And then in the co-feature, Darmani Rock versus Carlos Black. 4 rounds of heavyweights, and Orlando Devalle versus Thomas Snow. Ooh, Abner Cotto's on that card. Where they dig him up to? Boy, they found all the kids. They just dug them.
Cotto Promotions,
and so, baby. Man, they're gonna find their way in. And then also on Friday, from Studio City in my neighborhood on Unamas, Saul Rodriguez versus Dalius Prescott. And Arnold Barbosa versus John Nader. So if you want to tune into Unamas, Andy Ruiz is on that card too. Tune into Unamas and watch that fight on Friday. Saturday, lots of fights across the seas, none that will be broadcast on traditional American television. But if you dig hard enough on the web, you can find them. And that's it for the fight update.
All right, thanks, Jay. So listen, this Wednesday, we're back on the Ruckus. Remember, it's a new time, 8 p.m. Visit badculture.net, ragingbabe.com. We appreciate you guys for listening today. Shout out to ABEL Sanchez for calling in on the Hotline Bling. My amazing co-pilot, Jay. Catch us every morning from 8 to 9. It's the Morning Punch-In Show. Thank you for making us a part of your day. We're out.
Geico presents sharing versus oversharing. Today, Bridget Griffin shared a video of her daily yoga routine, 2 self-help articles, and her new blog called Build Your Inner Bridge with Bridge. Girl, your sharing has turned into oversharing. No worries, Bridge. Geico has some info worth sharing with your 7 blog followers, like how you could save money on your car insurance, update your policy, and report a claim just by visiting geico.com. How's that for building your inner bridge? Bridge? Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.